I didn't had a regular childhood like anybody else.
Okay.
By the time I started my first figuration in a TV series, after that I broke my entire left elbow.
Oh,
So yeah, an accident at
oh,
an accident at school, and it had big consequences because I had to undergo in a period of almost 4 years 3 operations to use my
okay.
arms back
How
again.
old were you? How old were you?
I was 13 and a half. Around 15, 16, I had to do the role of Peter Pan, and that was in
Wow.
yeah, that was memorable to me because it was in our brand new Ariane Theater, a very big place, and
Mm-hmm.
when a lot of people come watch you, that's a wow moment, certainly at that age.
Yep, yep. At that age, and a good amount of attention that you got from those people
Yeah,
at that
indeed.
particular play.
But like they all say, you get wiser when you get older. At the
Yep,
time,
yep. That's true.
I just wanted to do the things I wanted to do without knowing all the knowledge that I know today.
There was
Yeah,
no much of thought put into that, like, hey, this will happen, that will happen. It was just you got some fresh air from that particular phase. That hey, it's good that I'm having this kind of moments in my life. Welcome to Create Your Years in podcast. I am Ajay Tambe, the host and producer of the show, and today I have with me the guy who signed up for the Knights of Avalon a month or two back, and we did the project. More importantly, he is a professional actor. He's doing theater, he's doing TV, he's doing films, and I guess he's currently shooting for a film. His name is Gert van Nieuwenhuizen.
new.
Gert, welcome to the show.
Difficult name to pronounce.
You really, really, please help me with your name. Please, please, please do.
It's
How you
Geert
pronounce the surname? How you pronounce
van
the
Nieuwenhoven.
Nieuwenhuizen?
Yes, indeed.
Gert van Nieuwenhuizen.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I just going to redo this again. So, welcome to the show, Gert. How are you doing?
good, good. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, great, great. So, look, this interview is all going to be about how you started as an actor. You're doing good amount of films. I'm seeing you're behind the scenes with director, taking workshops and all. All's going good. But can we switch back to the place of how this interest in this field of acting happened? Where you grew up? How was your childhood? So, uh, please tell all the listeners about where you grew up. What was the state, place, region?
hmm I didn't had a regular childhood like anybody else.
Okay.
By the time I started my first figuration in a TV series, after that I broke my entire left elbow.
Oh,
So yeah, an accident at school, and it had big consequences because I had to undergo uh, in a period of almost 4 years 3 operations to use my
what?
arms back
How
again.
old were you? How old were you?
I was 13 and a half.
13 and a half.
Yeah, and
Okay, okay, okay.
and the entire process took me almost 4 years that I had to do bodybuilding, heavy lifting, because I had one luck, and that was that I had very flexible muscles. Otherwise, they
Mhm.
had to amputate my left arm,
Okay,
and yeah, it had a big impact on my life and on me mentally, of course. Also on my
okay,
parents for helping me, and things change when you change. People react different to you. I
yeah.
couldn't do a lot of things anymore. Sport out of the question.
Mhm.
Playing video games out of the question.
Yeah,
You need your two hands for
yeah,
the
yeah.
control and everything.
Right,
So
right.
during those 4 years,
13 to 17, we are talking.
yeah, I
Yeah, got it.
learned a
Teenage.
lot, changed a lot, and I had the chance to have a working actress who took pity on my situation and who invited me to an acting class. And from that on, I was
That's how you
only
started.
acting.
15 years old. So till 13, how was your childhood? Those days. How what kind of student were you? Like you completely into arts, sports person? What was that?
Yeah, I was the exception of all the other classmates. They were mostly into football, going out, those things, and I was mostly into theater, acting, creative things, and it made you feel like you were alone in everything you wanted to do.
Great, great. Yeah. So, which was your favorite sports?
I love to do badminton.
Badminton. Oh,
Yeah,
so your elbow got hit. How was that period? You told me about your elbow, your badminton was favorite. So,
yeah, that's one of
how
the things.
painful was that?
I did it very well to the part of competition level when I was younger, and I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
had to stop that because you have to
Go
switch.
through the whole shift.
Yeah, and I couldn't
Yeah.
do that anymore. Swimming, crossover, other sports, handball, crossover. So
Yeah, everything,
sports
everything
was
on
basically reduced to fitness and lift
fitness and
weighting.
just body movement.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it. Got it. That's the biggest transformation at very younger age that happened to you, I guess.
yeah.
That completely, like your mind was completely blown out. What to do? You need to, tackle with your mind and with your heart at that point. You want to play the sport, but you can't, and that's a whole battle that's going on. 17, you told me when you met an actress who did a pity and who was like, "Hey, I can help you out with acting," kind of thing. So what was that? Please tell me. You mentioned that some actors helped you out, and that's where you got started into this industry. What was that period? What was going on in that moment?
Um, in that moment, when you're looking
Like,
to do,
where were you in the school, in high school, or
no, I
how
was
she find you out? Like, what was
I
it?
I had an open door day at the art school,
Okay,
and I was always interested in going there, but because of my arm and because I did my regular studies and I didn't have much support at that age. Um,
okay.
I went over to look at some things, and
Hmm.
she encouraged me to go on. So I signed up during that year, and that was my main, how shall I
Love
say?
for the acting.
Yeah, and also
That was a moment.
way to relieve pressure of everything else. Because
Oh
if
yeah,
everything you like to do falls away, it's not that you fall in a black hole, but you're searching for a way out to do something that you really still can do that makes you matter
yeah.
along with all the rest.
Yep, yep, completely true. And I love this part of you. You were actually looking for something, and this is what escape, moving away from pain moment for you,
Yeah,
where you were thinking like, okay, I am living the moment. It's back again for me. The way it was for badminton, the way it was for
yeah, it
sports and
makes you feel
swimming.
more
Yeah,
normal again, huh?
yeah, you started loving life again. You started, hey, this is something I'm enjoying. I'm getting up early. I'm doing things. I'm practicing. So acting is kind of something that put you again good amount of energy, kind of positive and
Yeah.
motivational, something that made you like, hey, I am my life is worth something, and I am worth something. Kind of a moment and feeling inside you. Great to know that. So what was the part in initial theater plays? What part you play? Like, were you just in the starting phase, you were just handling chairs backstage and all, or were you playing the main roles? How the transition of you happened from in that 2 3 years after 17 18?
Well, you have to start from the bottom of the ladder. It's a cliche, but it's actually true.
Yeah, that everyone starts like
Yeah.
that.
So I learned how to do theater, small role parts, and yeah, I finally got to be good at that.
Wow, that's good. Any memorable play that you remember from your, I guess, in the initial years that it's so memorable and close to your heart?
Yeah, when I was around 15, 16, I had to do the role of Peter Pan, and that was in,
Wow.
yeah, that was memorable to me because it was in our brand new Ariane Theater, a very big
Great.
place, and
Mm-hmm.
when a lot of people come watch you, that's a wow moment,
Yeah.
certainly at that age.
Yep, yep. At that age, and a good amount of attention that you got from those people
Yeah,
at that
indeed.
particular play. Still, you get goosebumps about that moment.
It's nice to think
No.
about every once in a while of the
Yeah,
things
yeah,
you achieved already.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but like they all say, you get wiser when you get older. At the
Yep,
time,
yep, that's true.
I just wanted to do the things I wanted to do without knowing all the knowledge that I know today. I keep record of what I do now. I can prove things that I did. Back
Yeah.
then, I didn't thought about it. They didn't told you you have to do that or those things. So
Mm-hmm.
um, if I knew it back then, I would have had a bigger record than I have now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. You were just being there and enjoying the moment. There was
Yeah,
no much of
true,
thought put into
true.
that, like, hey, this will happen, that will happen. It was just you got some fresh air from that particular phase. That hey, it's good that I'm having this kind of moments in my life. That was going on. Okay, great. So
Yeah.
got it. Now, in your extensive career as a performer, how do you approach in the process of bringing a character to life, both in stage and screen? Like, tell me about how you prepare for a role once someone signs you in your film or any stage play. How is your process of that?
Well, there are two different ways for on stage.
Okay.
I go with the directions that I get from the producers.
Mm-hmm.
When it's for on screen, I do research about the character, what I have to play, what's the part, what the scene, how I can put the emotion in that character, how I can perform it authentically and believable. So there are two different ways to approach whether you are doing theater or whether you're doing an on-screen.
Okay, awesome. So, any kind of superstitions that you have about playing a role, or hey, I wore this, it performed well, I had this kind of handkerchief and it did well, or kind of socks moment? Any kind of superstitions you have while
No,
performing? No,
not at
you
all.
just
Not at all.
oh,
Not
great,
at
great.
all.
This is good to
I
hear.
just believe in what I know, what I can do, and that mostly helps me.
Well, that's good. That's good. It's like sticking to your process. You don't divert your attention anywhere else. It's like, yeah, just get the job done and just have lunch or dinner after that and good
Indeed.
sleep. Yeah,
Indeed.
great, great. So tell me about. There was a question I forgot. I'll just get back into it. But what are the key differences in your preparation and execution when transitioning from performing in a live theater to setting to working on a film or TV set? What I mean by this is there's a process of you receiving a script, and then there is a format, which is film and theater. So, how the preparation and the execution to the stage and to the screen, how you differ that, how you follow those things, like because there's a voice difference, you don't have to scream and shout a lot in film set. But there is a lot of settings involved in the business part where you don't have to move your head. There's a lot of things happening behind the camera where you just have to be still, and the whole thing is happening behind you. And then there is a VFX that helps describing that whole scene. But in theater, it's like you have to move around your legs and hand, everything else, whole body, and then the scene is described. So, how you approach, how you go from preparation to execution in both the mediums?
It's turning the switch in your mind. When you're doing
Yeah.
theater, you know that the performance that you have to do is big, so
Hmm.
that the people behind the last row can actually hear you. To listen to the director to see how everything goes.
Hmm.
Compared to when it's for TV or a film with camera, um, you have to mind the volume of your voice. You have to think that you're not doing overacting.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
it's positive and negative sides of keeping count of what you have to do in which place.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like you have to be very calculative about what's happening on camera rather
Yeah,
than rather than on stage. Stage is much like, yeah, you get a liberty of in in
but
in case you do.
one thing is the same. You have to be able to listen to the directors and
Yeah.
to change when they ask you something. That's key in
Oh, yeah, that's impromptu in the situation. That's both are you talking about both in stage and theater, stage and film, or just about film?
Yeah, it's for both the same. When a director in a theater is giving you directions on how to do it,
Yeah, yeah,
you have to listen and to
you
do
have
it. And when it's on screen, it's a bit more difficult because you have to
yeah,
interact with your co-actors. You have to have that authentic feeling that you're
yeah,
actually listening to them too, listening to the director, and there's a multitude of things you have to do as an actor
yeah.
compared to what you have to do as a theater actor.
Right, right, completely. And I guess more often the impromptu things may be happening on television and film set, because they may change line and then they reshoot that thing. Or in theater, it's not like once the play is done, when you're
Yeah,
performing,
indeed.
then that's the script. You don't have There's no changing happening. Before, a lot of improvisation happened, but once the play is performed, that's the thing. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
But I guess the impromptu, like, you said one line and it didn't work, director comes and check some line and then give you a new line, and that's your line. Then
yeah,
you have to do that. Yeah, that's the one thing that immediate that you have to be very what do we say, aware when you are performing on a film set or TV set, television show studio, because a lot of impromptu things may happen. So be more aware, and that's the one thing everyone can take it out. Okay, great. Now here's the thing. What's a standout moment for you as a stage performer and another as a film or TV actor?
hmm
And why are these moments particularly memorable? Like, for example, I'm talking about a play that really changed your life, or a play that gave you, hey, this could be my career. And film and TV, hey, I could have a long career. Or this film really stayed with me. It changed something inside me. So these are something that you close your eyes after 10 years and you still remember that thing. Like, hey, this is something, those were the days where, I felt like this is it. It's going to happen. Can you share?
On theater, it was that Peter Pan play that I had to do in the big Ariane
Peter Pan,
theater.
yeah.
Yeah, it was memorable for me for two reasons. First of all, I
Hmm.
was still um, recuperating from my third operation on my arm.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and
that's
the second thing was all the teachers that I had, according to the years, were there to watch it. And as a student, you still have something
oh yeah.
of pride, and you want to show that you learned the lessons they've taught you in, and can do it in practice. So that was certainly something not to forget for me. On the part of the acting, um, what is always memorable for me was the part that I had um, as a farmer actor in a commercial for a French lottery.
Oh, that commercial. So
Yeah,
you're saying it's not a film, it's a commercial.
yeah,
And
that was
that's
a
that's
commercial.
really memorable. Okay, so you're playing
Um,
a foreigner.
you maybe know that a guy who's doing Euro Millions for years now.
Hmm.
I was the French variant for France for 3 years.
Okay, wow. You send me that commercial or any link, I can, put it out once this video get out.
I'll
Uh,
have to look it up because it's
in
been
case
very
you have it, I guess
secretive
it's
about it, and it was only in France. Everyone who wanted to see
oh,
it.
okay, only in France. Okay, no problem. If you get it before the release of the interview,
Yeah,
in
I
case,
will.
I can put
I
it
will.
out on social media, and then people can more relate with it.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're saying that commercial was the thing. Come that
Yeah.
TV commercial was actually really memorable. That was the thing. I guess those were very starting point. Peter Pan play was very starting phase of your career. Also, this where I guess commercial came before television or film. So I guess that was the moment where you are feeling your nerves and everything, like you're feeling everything happening around you, and that is really special for you. Okay, got it. So now the rise of just give a minute. Okay, with the rise of digital platforms like OTT, I'm talking about Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, and a lot of others. I know there must be regional in Belgium, France. There may be other OTT platform that's going on there.
hmm
But with the rise of all these OTT platforms, how do you see the future of live theater, and how does it real time television? I mean, like it's OTT. It's going to rise, and the whole thing is going to happen. OTT is the TV now. So every television show which we used to watch on television, now it's on Netflix, or now
Mhm.
it's on Hulu, or now it's on Amazon Prime. So there's a lot of attention going on between medias only. It's not about uh, X versus Y. It's all about in between them, that ancient fight is between them. How do you think it's impacting on theater, live theater plays, people coming to watch theater? Because it's really the shift of attention that happened in last 4 5 years. I want to know the impact in Belgium, impact in France. What's the impact on live theater?
Well, I think in the first year, the impact was that everybody um, got to watch theater and film in the coziness of their own home instead of going to the cinema complex, which resulted in the fact that a lot of cinema complexes um stopped to exist. You now
No, no,
only
no,
have,
no, no, no. I'm talking about theater. I'm talking about theater. Theater, I mean like stage plays. How
well,
it impacted stage plays in Belgium and France when it OTT
uh,
happened.
it impacted in the fact that the smaller stage companies had to merge with larger one to survive, and that you now have
Oh,
only the big names.
only the so it got acquired by
Yeah,
bigger stage companies, and that's the merge happened. So
yeah, indeed.
like it started back in 2018, 2019,
Yeah,
when
something
it
like
started.
that. Yeah.
Okay, okay, 2018, that was the ways. So is it still there, or people are just going back to live theater, live stage plays experiences?
Well, it's starting to come with theater companies who are getting back in the game and who are working together with the larger
Okay,
theater places. It's getting back to the normal like it used to be, but it's slowly, it's slowly.
okay, it's a slow process, I guess.
Yeah,
But you're saying that uh, previous back 10 years back, there was a small production that could run stage plays. Now it's hard for them to even exist,
yeah,
because it's hard to earn a revenue for a small production theater company to just organize plays and get revenue. So you're saying that okay, there's only big players, big theater stage company are only executing plays in today's date, 2025, in
yeah, indeed,
Belgium.
indeed.
Great. Yeah, yeah, got it. Okay, that's a huge impact that happened. Like, but people are finding good. There may be new jobs in OTT platform. That's the one thing we can say, because OTT is now hiring, because the more show they make, they are going to need actors. Who is going to perform? But the shift is happening in that way.
Yeah,
Maybe
it is.
uh, if hope that it work well for actors and artists for their living and livelihood. Yeah.
Mhm,
Now here's the thing.
mhm.
Can you share an instant where you felt a profound personal transformation through immersing yourself in a character, either on stage or in front of camera?
In front of camera, it was when I had a guest role of playing a lawyer to someone. And when you're actually in that setting and you have to learn all the mimic, the gestures, how to become that person, it's really satisfying if you actually succeeds in it.
Great. Uh, Now, here's the thing. Uh,
Hmm.
in the industry, in an industry known for its unpredictability, how do you stay motivated and continue to find your passion in your craft after all these years? So it's not consistent. You get work one day and there's no calls coming to you for months. There's no one calling to you, or you tapping on auditions and it's not happening. How you deal when things are not clicking?
Well, first of all, you find a job that you like to do alongside, which permits you to still be creative. That's for one.
Yeah, yeah,
And secondly, our business has a lot of branches. You can do theater, you can do voice acting, you can be an actor, you can do commercials. Um,
sure.
you have to know a bit your own self to know in what you're good and in which way you want to evolve. Like they say in acting, when you start doing audition for certain roles, know the types of characters you're good at and in which they cast you a lot and go along that way. That's the best way to have more success and to evolve in other things.
Great to hear from you. It's really good. It's really good. Here's the thing. Now, looking back, what pivotal moment or decision do you believe had the most significant impact on your career? Any decision that completely, today what you are is because of that.
The most important, I think, is finding actually fellow people in the industry that are willing to teach you, willing to help you in learning how the entire business works.
Yeah,
And that this year had been an incredible change for me.
great. Okay, got it. Now, here's the one thing I'd like to know: how you, as an actor, prepare uh, for an audition. How you prepare yourself for an audition? What is the process? Once you get to know, hey, XYZ, a message tap to you, which is completely fits in your age group and all. How you
Mhm.
would then go and prepare for audition? What's the
Well, there
process? What
are two.
happens after that?
Well, there are two ways of auditions. You have one which give you the script, then you can
Hmm.
research the character that you have to play, that you have to perform, and you can prepare in that, know your lines, do your self tape. And there the other one where you literally get one or two lines saying the butler is a self-centered guy, very egoistic, but still proud of himself, and that's it. Then what I do mostly is write a scene about that character, so I can
Oh,
better interact it, so I can better make the character come to life for the audition.
great. That's good. You actually go and prepare a scene around it, the situation
Yeah.
around it, and then you make yourself be in that situation. In in that situation, you go and be in that situation and
Yeah.
put yourself in the most uncomfortable position for that particular moment, and then you come out of it with a great impact on that lines. How to deliver that lines. Okay,
Indeed.
great to hear that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. Uh, Now here's the thing. Uh, if how what kind of roles are you approaching, what kind of roles do you think you would like to play in coming years? What are your future projects? What are you planning? Is there any plan for you, like anything what's
Um,
going on at this moment?
I love to play some villain roles because it's always, I wouldn't say easier to play
Hmm.
a hero, but it's restricting. When
Okay.
you're playing a hero type, you have to act according to certain rules. You can't permit anything in terms of deviating from your lines. When as a villain, it's more accepted when you do.
Oh, got it. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, okay,
So
just tell me
villain
one thing.
roles, let's come
Yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah. You can you would like to tap on that particular part,
Yeah, yeah, more
playing
on
a
that
villain.
indeed.
Okay.
More the
Now,
bad
now
guy.
this.
I
Oh
already
yeah.
have less hair for it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You are in that role. You are in that. But you can,
Yeah.
get into that characteristics and most into those shades that a villain character may have, or you can just put your range in that particular character, and you can
Mhm.
showcase that range. And you can get good amount of roles if you get it delivered after that. So here's the thing. This makes me curious about your training period as an actor.
Mhm.
How was it? Where you trained? Please tell me about that particular training period in the years. What basically what you took out from that period when you trained yourself as an actor?
Well, I do two types of training. I do online training with people from America, casting directors and
Okay,
famous actors. And they directed me to one famous actor who is now my mentor here in Belgium, and that's Abbas Fazai. I'll send you
okay,
the names and everything later on. He has a school here in Belgium, Lint, ACT, ACT,
okay,
Belgium, and that's where I'm now studying.
okay. You're still studying, as in you're still taking workshops and all, and
Yeah, of course, because
making
as an
yourself
actor, you have to continuously learn about new
learn.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a never-ending process.
Yeah, it's like you have to be this is how this whole show happened,
Yeah.
this show back in 2020 was just for voice exercise, and
Hmm.
one thing led to another. The whole world was in the lockdown, and I started getting. So it's like be in the process, and something will work out. Something will be good. That's the whole thing. That's basic of if you are an actor. That's the basic thing that you need to follow. It's follow the process and keep on working on your craft every single day. Okay, it's good to hear that from you. Now here's the thing. I had something in my mind. Any kind of voiceover projects you did before? Can you recall any kind of projects that you did?
Yeah, a few months ago, I did a voiceover for a short film, Deep Dive,
Oh
and
yeah, deep dive.
yeah, for the
Yeah,
Netherlands.
please tell me about the project.
Yeah, it was a short film, futuristic area of
Mm-hmm.
someone who had trouble recollecting memories and everything, and went back
Okay.
to a place to experience those things. And I did one of the voiceovers there.
You starting as a kid, where one actress that helped you get into this field and you started loving it. You played Peter Pan in a stage play in your school days. To
Yeah.
now, yeah, to now in 2023, where you are part of Knights of Avalon international project. At the same time, you are doing a lot of regional cinemas, television, theater. In all these years, if someone who is just starting out, who is looking for help, who is looking for some advice from someone who may have some journey like you, may not the pain point like you had where you lost your elbow, but something which is very close to that where he has no hope. And what advice you'd like to give to him who is just starting in this field?
First of all, seek out like-minded people who understand what you're willing to do, your creative drive. Learn the business, know what you want to do, what direction you want to go out, and learn that part of the business. That's the most important advice that I can give people.
Great. You can extend your thoughts on this. This is important part. If you have anything that you'd like to open your heart on, this is the time you just share your advice. If you have anything more,
Mhm.
you have any or you're done.
That's mostly it about it.
That's mostly it about.
Learn yourself,
Yeah,
learn where you want to go.
yeah, got it. Any final message that you have to fellow artists? What would that be at this moment? At the end of 2023, if you can say, we're recording at this moment.
Support each other always, because you can always meet something up in someone up in the future, and you have to work with him. So support each other.
Looking, you are looking that things. Any anything that you'd like to share on Knights of Avalon, the series? How you have a look and like what's the take on that particular series?
Well, I liked it immediately because I'm also a big fan of role-playing games and fantasy. So it was really well done from what I've heard of the other episodes. So I was
Yeah.
directly hooked up on it.
Yeah, 12 episode series, The Knights of Avalon. When the interview you're listening, the series is out and running and streaming. I'm going to link the series below. I'm particularly going to link Gert's episode below, the sixth chapter, and you make sure that you listen all the 12 chapters of The Knights of Avalon,
Wow.
and put yourself when you're listening, going on a long walk. Just make sure you listen to the 12 episode series, The Knights of Avalon, which also features Gert as a guest storyteller in the chapter 6. I'm going to link that. I'm also going to now link all the social media handles, specifically where you can contact Gert to be part of your project. Anything that is related to your project, you can just contact him. You can just check him in our description, the links, contact list, and where platform, whatever are the platforms you can find him. At the same time, you can check our featured artist page, which is specifically for the artists who got featured on the show from last 3 years. So that's a page where you can find out all the artists. You can check more info about Kurt on that page too. I'm going to link featured artist page, and then it would be great for all you guys if you follow him, if you contact him, if you have any kind of work or voiceover projects or anything. If you want to get him on your show as a guest, you'd surely contact him, and I'm going to link that. Thank you so much, Kurt. Thank you for being on the show. Uh,
My pleasure.
yeah, I completely forgot about this interview. uh here's a backstory. Here's something for all the listeners. I was having my lunch. It's 2:30 here. We set up a time 10 a.m. 15-20 days back, and I did with other artists also at the same time. So I got jumbled up, and from last 4 or 5 days, I'm editing the series. So I'm editing those episodes. I'm like getting up early, staying late, completing that, and it's very burning period of my life. Editing, it's really hectic. So you need to manage all those times, and you need to set up all those things to make it work. So I was in that, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
today
a
I
day
finished
hasn't
the
had
first.
enough hours.
And today I thought like today is a good time because I was end of the first drop, which is till 26th, from 23rd to 26th. I was the end of that drop. So I thought like, okay, now I'm going to have, and I was having lunch, and hey, what about the interview? I guess it's a 15/12. Today is the date. Oh man, I thought what? But I have a good setup. This is a co-working space, so I can get things done. So I
Cool.
quickly add my lunch, and then I thought, hey, first thing I'm going to do is do the setup and get things done, because you don't know, God, today you're free because you booked the time, you schedule the time. Tomorrow, if I just schedule it, you might have something, any workshops, any auditions, anything that you came last minute, and we might lose it. So that's why, thank you that I'm just grateful that this thing worked out, and we did this thing,
My
and it
pleasure.
was great. But to all the listeners, make sure you go and check out Gert's profile, his work on various platforms he has mentioned in the websites and all. Also, make sure you go and listen to the 6th episode where we feature Gert as guest storyteller, and you listen to the whole series of the Knights of Avalon. I am Ajay Tambe, the host and producer of this show, and now I'm signing off.